Hello, welcome back to Why You Should Play Games. My name is Tyler Steinman, and today we're going to cover Loch Ness, one of my favorite, more silly family fun games, 2 to 4 players. Pretty much what you're doing with this game is you are taking this board full of lots of little holes, little places like to put in little pegs, and you're going to use those holes to build your Loch Ness Monster. Now you have these cool colored pieces to kind of show you which pieces are yours and which monster you're going to be building. So you can see me there grabbing the orange ones, and you can see they're all different shapes and sizes, lengths. That's going to be important later when I cover how you put these pieces on the board. And then we're just going to pretend it's a 2-player game. So we'll pull out a second set of pieces, different color, just to make it clear who is playing what Loch Ness Monster. Then after you pull out all the pieces for all the players, you're going to take that water board and put it back on top of your board game box. One of the coolest features I think of this game, which keeps it really small, you can see how much space I have on my table. You're going to have a head and a tail, and you're going to want to put those on your smallest piece, all right? Not smallest in length, but shortest, so shortest in height. So once you find your shortest piece, put your head on the front, tail on the back, boom, you're ready to play the game. Now, each color is going to have a different length, but their height is going to be the same. You're still looking for your shortest piece for all of these. First player is going to place theirs on the board, and then second player will place theirs, and then the game will begin. On your turn, you'll pick up one of your pieces, and you'll decide whether you want to play it on your Loch Ness Monster's head or tail. Now, you can't play it, you have to play it connecting to the head or the tail. So as you can see right there, I moved the head, put it right next to it. I'm not crossing over any other Loch Ness Monsters, the head or a tail. The reason why I'm telling you you can't do that is you have to make sure the head goes on the furthest outmost side of the body you're adding. So you can't put the head back in that corner. You have to put it sticking out the other way. Now, I'm going to show you a couple illegal moves. You can't do that. Obviously, you can't stick it off the board. Another thing I want to make clear too is you can't put it diagonal. It has to go straight. So if you put it at an angle like that, that play will not count. You'll have to re-put your piece in. If it's hanging off the edge of the board, that will not count. Now, what you can do, as you can see, like I did right there, is you can put it right alongside. As long as it's touching its head or its tail, you can play that piece. And you will play pieces back and forth. Now, I talked about the different heights, and there's a reason why. It's because you can play pieces over each other. The reason why you can't play that piece over those 2 pieces is because those pieces have a head or a tail attached to them. So, if the pieces you're playing over don't have a head or a tail attached to them, like I'm about to show here, you then can play over them. This is going to add a huge level of strategy to this game, and it's a big reason why I think this game is really fun, because you can't just keep stacking on top of each other. You have to be very strategic with your movements. So see, now that I got the head and the tail moved, I can pick up that orange piece, and I can put it back down, and that's a fair play. And then I can go move my head to the other end of the orange piece. There you go. That's a fair play. Big reason why I love this game. Now, you're going to see me filling up the board or the box just to show you guys what happens in case you're ever in a tie. Now, a good way to work around ties, in my opinion, especially if you're playing with 2 players, is to pick 2 colors each, and then you have 2 Loch Ness Monsters. But in the case of a tie, which I'm about to demonstrate here, how packed that board can get, you're going to actually be looking for the Loch Ness Monster's head. Not their tail, but their head. And what determines the winner in a tie is if your Loch Ness Monster's head is higher than your opponent's. And I'll show that here after I get the black side set up. But while the black side is getting set up, let me give you a couple more reasons why I love this game. A big reason why I love this game is how simple it is. This can be played with children. This can be played with old people. This can be played with anybody. Also, it takes no setting up. I don't need a giant table to break out all my pieces. I just need enough room to put this box on the table, everybody to have a little pile in front of them. Those are 2 huge reasons why I love this game. Another reason, too, is the company Blue Orange. They make fantastic games. Quality of the pieces is really nice. Quality of the board is really nice. I've had this game for a year or 2 years now. There's hardly any damage, if any damage at all, and probably damage from me dropping it more than me pushing the pieces in. But either way, Blue Orange makes very good games, and that's another reason why I really like them. And then this is me just showing once again, If you have the highest Loch Ness Monster head, so you see how black's is much higher than orange's, black is the winner of the game. And that is how you play Loch Ness. The other way you can win, obviously, is if you can make your opponent play no more pieces. If your opponent still has pieces in their pile, but they're not able to play them because you blocked them, aka Loch Ness, then guess what? You also win the game that way. Loch Ness, I think, is a fantastic game that everybody should play. Super simple, super cheap. I really recommend running out and buying it and playing it. You can play it as a drinking game. You can play it just for fun. Thanks, everybody.